All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 3 of News Report. I'm Zyori. With me yet again is Hyper, and we are here loud and proud, 9:30 a.m. It is July 14th, 2012. Bringing you some more great action. So, of course, going to follow the same format as usual. Going to review our, well, now down to 4 stocks that we give a shit about, and we have plenty of more interesting news, plenty of things happening around the world this week. And we are going to win some League of Legends games. So first things first, Mr. Hyper, how are you feeling today, good sir?
Feeling excellent. Feeling better about League of Legends. I've been playing it for a couple weeks now.
Very good. I'm feeling better about League of Legends as well. Last week we actually won one of our games. That's good. Step in the right direction. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one was not our fault too, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember the details of it, but it was not our fault.
It was not our fault.
Pretty sure we were carrying, and we just weren't strong enough to carry our team up the hill.
Not strong enough.
Not strong enough. So, as you all can see at home, Zynga is still in the dumper. My first real stock market investment couldn't have gone much worse. I don't want to know how much I'm down. I haven't looked, but Josh, what is Zynga doing? Why is it not on the rise? I thought it would not dip below $5, and it is below $5. I don't know what to do about it, and I'm wishing I had bought Facebook because it's holding steady around 30. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of been on the down and down, but the Facebook data has been looking pretty good compared to where it was a little while ago.
Yeah, I feel partly responsible because I told you it was a really good stock, and I still think it is a really good stock, but for whatever reason, people just hate it. They've been hated on these tech stocks like Zynga, Groupon. I don't know, some others are almost in free fall, and hopefully they make it picked up by the earnings, since we've now entered second quarter earnings report season.
Yeah, I really, really hope so because I still am not. I joke about Zynga, but I'm actually not that upset about it. It doesn't surprise me that much that they made all these big announcements and here we go. Video game sales fall 29% in June. That's not really helping Zynga, but I think once they get their new products rolling, it'll be. I just can't imagine the Zynga stock tanking much more in the long run than it is right now.
Yeah, definitely. They have a bunch of great ideas, I think, that they just rolled out and everything. And hopefully the earnings report back that these are really good ideas and they're going to make money and try to get off of Facebook and just be a better company in general.
Yeah.
So hopefully the earnings report should reinforce that. And if it doesn't, it could be very bad.
Yeah. It sort of reminds me of one of those episodes. I think it was that show that Billy Mays, was that his name? Billy Mays? The guy with OxyClean? Billy Mays?
OxyClean, yeah.
Yeah, OxyClean guy and Sully, when they had that show, they had this one guy that was pitching this ridiculously stupid idea. It was a bowl to have cereal in, but it had a divider in the middle, so one side you put your milk, the other side you put your cereal. So you can take your spoon and put the cereal in the milk fresh for every bite. And the guy came up with it because he was eating cereal one day and fell asleep while he was watching TV with the cereal on his chest, and he woke up and the cereal was all soggy. So he was saying if he had this bowl, then that would have fixed his problem. Really stupid idea, right? So he's in front of this investor, and he wants whatever, like 1.5 million to produce all these things. And the design of it looks pretty much like a dog bowl. I mean, it looks like a dog bowl with a divider in the middle. It doesn't look like something a human would eat out. So the guy is just like, no, ripping it apart. And then finally, this little, squirrely inventor guy pulls out this statistic about, some absurd amount of Americans eat cereal every day. It was something like 75% of, the entire American population eats cereal. So that's how big the market is. And that, the investor's like, you know what? That's a pretty big number. And he went with it, and he bought the stupid dog bowl cereal dish.
What?
And I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. That one statistic was enough to turn this big investor guy. And I'm sure the product tanked, and he was like, we have to redesign it and all this stuff. He's like, but I'm in. That statistic really blew me away. So, I had that same kind of experience with Zynga when I learned the truth about video game player demographics, how the biggest demographic is stay-at-home moms playing Farmville of gamers right now. That kind of blew me out of the water in the same way. Just what I never would have guessed that if the data wasn't in front of me. I never would have thought Zynga was that popular. So I have hope that those soccer moms are still going to be playing Farmville, pumping the quarters in,
Oh yeah, dude. Better believe it. And they're gonna roll out more stuff you can buy in games. But yeah, I heard the same like demographic thing that stay-at-home moms were like biggest players, like even way back, like years and years back. So
really,
yeah,
I mean, it sort of makes
crazy.
sense if you think about it. I mean, that's how ESPN got started. They focused on like late night showings for dads that had babies at home. So when the baby would wake up at like 3 in the morning, and you're like feeding it or doing whatever the hell you do with a baby at 3 in the morning, you could flick on the TV and there was sports on. That's how ESPN started. No lie.
Wow, did not know that.
You did not know that? There you go.
I don't even know what ESPN stands for.
I actually don't know either. Electronic Sports Network.
Sounds right. Let's go with it.
I have no idea, but it's pretty cool. So I have high hopes for Zynga. We're going to keep tabs on it, but yeah, other than that, Pandora and Groupon, I don't really care about all that much. They fluctuate up and down for what, in my mind, is just sort of randomness. A little Groupon, though. I am so glad I was not a Groupon investor. Josh, were you a Groupon investor?
I was, and I made money off of it because it was actually worth over twice, whatever it was now. It was like in the 20s when I traded it. So I actually I think I made a little bit of money off of it, not a lot. That was one of my first stocks, was Groupon.
Yeah, that's
one of my first ones.
I'm looking at the 50-day trading period SMA, and it does not look good for Groupon. Oh my god.
Yeah, Groupon had like a bunch of financial things. Like they reported that their like first quarter earnings were off or something like that, and that their projections were off because people were like refunding their Groupons. And apparently they didn't factor this into their business model and their finance like spreadsheets, and it was just really, really bad.
That just sounds so funny. Everyone's returning their Groupons. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and get refunds. And the thing is, like, Groupon takes the hit, but the whatever people that sell the Groupons, like the pizza shops or whatever, they don't take the hit. I think is how it works.
Oh, I see.
So
why would you ever want to return a Groupon though? Isn't it almost always some kind of really good deal where like you pay $10 and get $20 worth of stuff? Like why would you ever want to return it?
The big thing is a lot of people end up not using them. They're like it's pretty high. I forget what the exact number is, but a lot of Groupon coupons don't get used.
Huh.
And yeah.
That's kind of weird. I would have thought. I didn't even know that you could return a Groupon, to be perfectly honest.
I'm not sure if you can anymore. I know you can like still redeem it for like its face value or whatever at the shop or whatever that it's valid for.
Right.
But I'm not sure if you can completely return it now for like a full refund of whatever you paid.
See, that's just one of those things that I never even would have thought to myself. If I bought a Groupon, like, yeah, if I don't like it, I'm just going to fucking return this thing. Like, I don't have that mindset as a consumer, Josh. I don't buy stuff hoping to... You know, some people are really that hardcore about returning things. When I was dating Jen, one of her family members bought a boat, used it for 2 years, and then returned it.
What?
I don't know how he did it. He did the same thing with the TV.
Legal?
Used it for a couple years, then just returned it. Like, if you complain enough about it, they'll eventually take it back and give you your money. You just have to sit there and just, like, complain till they kick you out of the store. Just be like, sir, it's worth it for us to take the bullet and just take back this crappy TV just so you shut the hell up. That's the ticket.
Don't they have like 60-day return policy or like 90-day return policy?
Yeah, I'm sure the boat did not have a 2-year return policy, and I'm sure he probably didn't get all his money back. But still, you just have to make up some reason why you don't want it, or why, like, you know, you thought like, oh well, I thought this was going to work this way, but it didn't, so now you need to give me your money. Like, there's all sorts of shit. I mean, he was kind of a scammy, kind of creepy guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Talking to him, you're like, yeah, I can see that you don't really give a shit about the rules, but I don't know. I always, ever since then, I just wanted to try and return stuff. It just seemed like I hate returning things, man. I always feel bad.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
I haven't really returned anything, actually.
I can't think of anything.
Returned anything?
I can't think of anything I've returned just for the sake of returning. There have been things that I've exchanged because they broke earlier than they should have, like headsets and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. You and I both had the same headset for a long time. The old, like, Logitech, like... What was it, like $50 headset?
Yeah.
All I remember is it hurt my ears like crazy.
Oh, that stupid Logitech headset, dude. That headset was sick. It looked like something from the future. Like
it did. It did look really sick.
I still think that's the sickest looking headset I've ever seen. It's just like my dream for some people to walk into my office and with me having that headset on just communicates power, pure power, Josh.
Yeah, dude. It's because it goes behind the head.
I mean, the one you have now is actually looks kind of similar to it a little bit. Even though it's on top, it still has a similar feel.
It's got the big like earpiece, bud, whatever cover things.
Yeah. I'm thinking about. I'm supposed to have some. I've supposed to have Razer gear coming for a while, sort of, sort of loosely associated through some deals, and I haven't gotten it. I'm about to buy those Razer headphones. They're just like normal headphones, but they're really nice. I tried them on at PAX, and they're really quite good.
Yeah, I believe it. These are definitely way more comfortable than any headset I've ever had, and it does have a little voice changer.
Yeah, the voice changer is pretty
Hotkeys. They are pretty fun to mess around sometimes.
I know how you like to have fun, Josh. So anyway,
I know.
Josh, let's get into the news. We have plenty of news to talk about. You never know. Maybe this will be a 50-minute game. We'll only have to play one game today. You never know.
Yeah.
It's possible. Big Ash carry.
Possible.
So what do we have first? What do we have first on our list for news report number 3?
So I guess to start off the week, on last Sunday, Federer finally won his first Grand Slam in like 2.5 years.
That's the first time he's won a Grand Slam in 2.5 years?
Something like that, yeah. He was on like a big drought. Like he has the world record, like 16 Grand Slams. It's either 16 or 15. And he hadn't won one in like 2.5 years. It's always been Nadal or Djokovic.
Wait. So what exactly is a Grand Slam? Is that like when you win all 3 of the things in a row? Or is that just... What is it? What makes the Grand Slam?
A Grand Slam, or there are 4 of them.
4, okay.
I hope I'm saying that. There's like the French Open, the Australia Open, Wimbledon, and U.S. Open.
Okay. So winning all 4 of those means you won the Grand Slam.
Am I saying that right? No, they're the big tournaments. I'm not using the wrong term, but yeah, they're the 4 big tournaments of the year.
Okay.
And yeah, he finally won his, this is like 16 or 17 to 1 against Murray. And was looking pretty close until there was a rain delay. And then, yeah, everything went towards Federer's side from then on.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, and I rarely ever watch SportsCenter, but I actually did catch a little recap of it, and that's almost exactly what they said, that it was just about dead even, and then after the rain delay, I guess Murray let his legs get tired or something, and he just, like, I don't know. I love that whenever they show tennis highlights, they show at the very end, like, the winner just going crazy. Like, Federer's just like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, he just, like, is so emotional that they don't even know how to handle it, and they just, like... I wanted to see him break his racket over his knee, but he didn't do that, which was kind of disappointing. I really thought that was going to be, like, something that he might do, but he didn't, and... I don't know. I saw a video of some like gamer winning a tournament that's breaking his keyboard over his knee, so I was hoping the tennis players could be equally as awesome. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone breaks anything. There used to be some like rage issues I know in the past with like I know McEnroe was a really big rager.
Oh yeah, McEnroe. Yeah, Adam Sandler always makes jokes about him in his movies. There's a lot of like little McEnroe references in a lot of different Adam Sandler movies. Like I imagine those tennis rackets are probably pretty intense. Like it would be pretty hard to just break it over your knee. I mean, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they are.
I'm really sure you could, but I don't think it would be an easy feat.
Not at all. But yeah, they are called Grand Slams. I wanted to make sure. There's like a calendar Grand Slam, which is when you win all 4 of them, or career Grand Slam. There's a Golden Slam, which is if you win the Olympics, get a gold medal in the Olympics, and then win all 4 Grand Slams. Which I'm not sure if any guys done it. I think women have done it.
Oh yeah, we're bottom. Shit.
A Golden Grand Slam, yeah. So they have some pretty ridiculous names.
Wow, I didn't even know that existed, the Golden Grand Slam.
Yeah.
So how is Federer doing? I mean, him and Nadal in my mind are like the 2 dudes right now. And I'm a Nadal fan, but I know they're both getting pretty old. I mean, they're both like getting close to kind of retirement age, aren't they? I mean, is Federer done? Is this his last Grand Slam?
Federer's up there, I know. He's 30-something. Maybe like his really early 30s, or maybe even be 30. Wow. I know Nadal is only like 28 or 27, somewhere around there. Yeah. I know Djokovic is like a year older than me. Djokovic is yeah. You better run. Just teleport back. You have. Oh, never mind. Minion spawn. Maybe not. Yeah, I know Djokovic is like a year older than me, or maybe like the same age as me. So he's 24, 25. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, gotcha. And I mean, is Nadal kind of close to retirement? I know the whole thing with Nadal is, I know you and I have talked about it before, where he's just like the most intense player, just like ever. He's just like, his shoes are totally bald, like his knees, like he's just like, I saw this article that had all these pictures and diagrams of Nadal's body, and I was just like, wow, Nadal is a badass.
Oh yeah, definitely. He was yeah.
Like,
he is definitely really intense, but like he's been winning recently and everything. Like he won, pretty sure he won the French Open this year.
Yeah.
And so he's still going strong.
And he also
I saw
plays.
that same article though.
He also plays a lot more than Federer, right? Isn't that the whole thing? Like,
I've heard that. I don't know for sure because there are a ton of small tournaments that I don't watch. I miss them. I watch the big ones, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really watch tennis either. But the article that I was reading a while ago was saying that, like, the big difference in Nadal versus Federer, like, when they were matched up, was it last year's Wimbledon or whatever it was, where they were saying that, yeah, like, Nadal, even though it seems even, Nadal plays in, like, twice as many events as Federer. So Federer kind of saves himself for the big ones, and Nadal's like, no, I'm going hard, man. I want cash money.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I know Nadal's always been weak at the end of the year. The U.S. Open is the last Grand Slam of the year, and he's always had issues trying to like win and do well in that.
And every year he's just like, damn my knees, oh my knees.
Yeah, the U.S. Open is.
It would kind of suck to be a pro athlete, honestly. You're like 30 and you can barely walk. Like, I don't know, man.
But you can retire at 30 though.
That's true. I mean, and well, for me it would be
like
sick.
Coach,
I mean, all I want to do is sit at a computer anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely like go just coach, go show up at show matches or be a commentator.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so sick. A tennis caster, dude. I should have gotten into tennis.
Yeah.
At least there's girls in tennis.
That's what McEnroe does. He's a tennis caster.
Does he rage on the mic?
No. Does he? What would he rage at?
I don't know. Nadal being bad, just like they miss a shot and he's just like, God darn! We gotta hit those. You gotta dunk those. I don't know, man. If his rage problems are as bad as you made it sound, then I don't know, man. I kind of want to watch. I'm really failing at last hitting, dude. It is way too early.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm letting you do all this stuff. I am like I have really high ping. I have like 200 ping.
And we're in a really bad position here. This tower is really fucking up my last hits. This is like the worst lane control imaginable.
Dude, just do it.
Just do it. Just go big.
I've been healing you, so should be able to take some hits. But yeah, another big thing about Wimbledon was crap. I missed that. Was someone bet that this was Federer's 7th Wimbledon win, and someone bet that he would win 7 Wimbledons with an odds of like 66-1. This bet was made like years back, and the guy actually died, but he left the ticket to charity.
How much was it? Like, how much did he bet or whatever?
It ended up working out to be like hold on, I will tell you in 1 second after we kill this guy. It ended up being $166,000 to charity.
Wow,
is what the cash out was at like 66-1 odds or something like that.
That is awesome. So what charity did it go to? Anything interesting?
It went to like Feed Africa.
Oh, Athene style?
Athene style, yeah.
Why does everybody give a shit about feeding Africa all of a sudden? Like, I feel like that's not something a lot of people cared about. Then all of a sudden everyone's like, yeah, we gotta feed the Africans, guys. Come on, it's a new thing.
I don't know. World hunger's always been a big issue. And
I just started paying attention to world hunger. Is that what you're telling me? It's always been around?
It's always been around. Yeah. People are starving, especially with like the world population going up. It's going to be even a bigger issue. Americans being so fat. Yep.
So gluttony. Oh Jesus, Corky, go away!
I'm gonna push him into you.
Okay, I'm slowing him hard.
I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
I have a flashback.
I don't know why.
I have a heal up. I have a heal up.
You can do it.
I'm gonna try to bait with the heal. Oh god. Oh god. I probably should have learned what that guy does.
I push him towards you.
Oh no, that was a bad idea. No.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. My bad.
That was a really bad idea. I may have been able to live.
I should have pushed him away.
I probably
I'm gonna blame the morning on that one.
I probably should have pushed him away. I'm gonna go with 10-4 on that one.
Yeah, I thought you had a little more
All right.
stuff.
All right, no problem. Okay, so yeah, tennis, very exciting. Nadal didn't win. You know, I like Nadal because I remember when it was that epic Nadal-Federer series. It was actually that Sunday after we had a big LAN at my house with like the whole team, Carlo, Mike, Pete, Josh.
Yeah, dude, I remember that.
I remember the night before we went to Wendy's and got all those free fries because that girl was fucking retarded and didn't know how to count.
She messed up your order.
I said the order,
but yeah,
and then Pete devoured like 3 of the fries in the car, and I was like, yeah, look, you only gave me 1. Because Pete like just ate them faster than I could ever eat a thing of French fries. Like,
he was hungry.
I'm like, Pete, listen.
He's bulking up for football.
Yeah, he was bulking up hard that night, man. Like, I hope he tried out for the team the next day.
But yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Nadal Federer always like classic showdown match of like. Yeah.
So I remember, man. I bet Mike Wowgold that Nadal was gonna win. I had nothing. I knew nothing. I was just like, yeah, my boy Nadal. What's up, Rafael Nadal? What kind of a name is that?
Dude, that's an awesome name. That's probably like the best name.
So I went with it, dude, and Mike actually paid up, man. I made like 200 WoW gold off that shit. I was happy. That was a day well spent watching tennis, man. Money in the bank right there.
Yeah, dude.
So, Nadal always has a place in my heart.
I know. I'm kind of sad he went out early, but I'm gonna blame it on that he wanted to go watch Spain versus Italy in the finals.
Yeah, he probably.
He got out. I know he was definitely watching soccer. He's a big.
Where's Nadal from? He's Swiss, right?
He's Spain.
Oh, he's Spanish?
Yeah.
Federer's Swiss.
Yeah, Federer's Swiss.
Okay, all right. I knew one of them was. I thought it was Nadal, but I was. Okay, all right, very cool. So, damn it, Corky, get off my.
Yeah, you better watch. He's gonna come up there. Don't worry, I'm not gonna.
All right, I hit 6, so if they overcommit here, we can definitely make something happen.
Why am I so slow? Everyone's faster than me. I don't like it.
Oh, dude, that Corky.
Yo, all right, someone's coming. Yeah, someone's coming to help us. I'm gonna go in.
I actually kind of meant to hit the other guy, but I done screwed up.
Oh, you gotta slow people.
No. I'm almost out of mana.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, this was such a failed
maybe.
game. I hope they dodge the tower. Corky's gonna dive it. Corky's retarded.
Oh, there he goes.
Finished him. Oh, God. Gambit's down here.
Yo, dude, everyone's down here.
Yo, what the flux?
There's like a party down here.
Now our teammates are here. Wait. Oh!
Dude, I totally pieced out because I thought
the one
he was dead.
is so weak in the brush here.
I'm gonna go in the bush. Shit, I have no mana.
Dude,
don't let him hit you. Don't let him hit you. Okay, maybe not.
No, he was gonna try and deny the kill and get.
Did we just come ahead?
I think so, dude. That was a 1-for-3 ski. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Good shit. Dude. News report in the morning. What's up? All right. So on that note, Josh, next piece of news we need to celebrate.
On that note, I know you were talking about how those like tennis players they could retire early and just sit around. But actually, sitting. Did you see this? Sitting's really bad for you. I don't know. I read this because Time did the article. And I don't know. I think they're pretty credible, right?
Time. Yeah, Time's legit, man. I like, have you seen those things where it's like a mirror and it has like the time thing, so you look at it and it's like you're on the cover? Oh, never mind. All right, so I did see a similar article about something like that a little while back where I didn't read the whole thing, but I skimmed it, and the general premise was like any job where you sit like 8 hours a day or something like that is like, why is it bad? Is it circulation issues or what?
I would assume so, but like this like says it's like really bad. Like let me pull the numbers since we're still. It's something like after age 25, every hour you spend reduces your life by like 20 minutes.
But why? So okay, why after age 25 though? Why is that the cutoff?
That's just, I don't know. Maybe that's when they did the thing.
So wait, so am I safe right now? If I sit down before age 25, I'm good.
I mean, no.
Is that what you're telling me here? Because that's what I'm picking up from this conversation.
No, you just have like a less of effect.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing that's probably when they ran the study of like.
Oh, okay, all right.
More refined numbers, but yeah, it is like ridiculous because I definitely do a lot of sitting.
And is it consecutive sitting, or like you said, like an hour takes off 20 minutes of your life? Like is that like just cumulative hour sitting, or is that like if I sit for 10 minutes, then get up for 30, then sit for another 10? Does that cumulative 20 count as a third of that 20 minutes off my life?
Dude, I don't know. Like, they really big things into this.
I'm taking this to the next level, Josh, because I want to know.
Dude.
I'm really scared for my heart right now. Am I going to go to the doctor and find out that I have a heart condition from sitting down so much?
I think you're a little young, so you got a little bit of time.
So, okay, all right. That is scary, though. So how does one remedy this situation, though? For one that has a job that's based around a computer or a desk, and it doesn't have to be gaming. I mean, there are a lot of just desk jobs, receptionists and whatnot. So
yeah, it definitely just like reinforces that you should take breaks and just walk around more.
Okay.
And then just not sit and be a couch potato and watch TV shows.
I honestly, from what I remember, from what I've read about similar topics, is it's all about consecutive. It's really important to like take a 10-minute break every hour. Like, I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, I definitely believe it. I know they always recommend it.
Yeah. So that's good. I mean, I know there's the same thing my eye doctor always tells me when I go once every 5 years. She says, like, you know, when you're on the computer, I forget what the rule is. It's something like the 20 rule, where every 20 minutes you want to look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds or something like that. Or maybe whatever it is, it's like a number rule. It's like the 30-minute or the 30 rule, where it's like, you know, every 30 minutes look at something 30 feet away for 30 seconds, etc. And she said that will really help your eyes, like, not hyper-focus and stuff. So it's probably a similar, like, there are some parallels between that and then sitting with circulation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The problem, though, with video games, like, I mean, if you have a Han match that lasts for, like, an hour, or a League match, for that matter, that lasts an hour, and then with, like, a 10-minute picking phase and, like, pauses and
shit. What are you going to do?
How am I mean, I can't just get up from the computer and be like, sorry, guys, I need to go stretch my legs so I don't have a heart attack. Like, people are just going to laugh at me on stream, you know? It's no good, Josh.
Dude, that guy is, like, wrecking you.
Yeah, dude, this Corky is pretty good at it. Given how, like, slow he is at, like, reacting to stuff and, like, APM, he's pretty good at landing that ultimate, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he's clearly slow. He just kind of dove the tower, then stood there last time. Like,
I don't know, he's been doing some pretty good rest. I don't know where they've been, though. They've been, like, out of this lane. I don't even know where they are now.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed that my creep score is not higher. I don't even want to look at what it is.
Oh, let me see mine. Oh, okay. You're still, like, at least double me.
I should be way ahead of you for sure, but that's not really saying much.
What is this fire thing on me?
Oh, God,
shit. Get away, get away, get away.
Oh, he's got his blue card on. If they dive the tower, I'm gonna ult.
Yeah, I definitely just...
Oh, no. Please pick up some kills,
Josh.
Josh.
I tried to heal you.
Oh, I underestimated Corky. My bad.
Oh my god, I messed up my flash.
That could have been worse, though. That could have been a lot worse. Although we should have been able to kill Gambit. Okay, so that's... Oh, you got the jungler coming.
Yeah, dude, I got him coming.
Oh, Gambit's gonna go to the tower. Oh!
Oh my god.
I don't really know what Volibear does.
I should have been better. Yeah, dude, I don't know what that hero does either.
I have not seen him too much.
Kind of confused. He's big though, and he's messing up.
He has a little flippy thing, like he can flip you over his head.
Yeah, I got that after he started flipping you. He kind of didn't like you.
Yeah, he doesn't like me. He doesn't mess around. So that is scary, man. That really is scary news about sitting, because I do a lot of sitting also. Especially now that, I mean, I guess even in college I did a lot of sitting as well. I've done a lot of sitting in my life, actually. Now that you say that, I'm actually a little scared here, because... Me too, AC. Yeah, we've done a lot of sitting together. Let's put it that way.
Between us,
shit.
Yes.
That's scary. All right, maybe I feel like I need to do some research and make like a public service announcement video on YouTube. Be like, listen, guys, you're gonna have a heart attack unless you start moving. I mean, isn't that the whole thing where, I mean, I've definitely seen those... I remember when we were playing WoW a lot, that report of, like, that little Asian kid dying after playing in Alterac Valley for, like, 4 days straight. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but I do know that, like, people die from, like, taking gaming to the next level.
Well, yeah, I think that was the whole thing. Like, it was literally, like, in Alterac Valley that was a stalemate that lasted for, like, 4 days. It was, like, the longest AV ever. And there was, like, one Gambits here. I saw them on the minimap, yep. By the way, if you see the yellow card on top of him, that means he's about to
Yeah,
stun.
he's got a stun.
Okay. Yeah, the yellow card is stun. Blue is mana, and red is like it does AoE splash and has a little slow effect that tapers after a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, our team's coming.
Gambit.
I'm on Corky just because he's up in my grill. Oh god.
Say, let's get Gambit.
Oh,
yeah.
Didn't need the ult. I was gonna try and KS it.
I was gonna try and KS.
I failed a little bit. That one was my bad. All right. So anyway, but yeah, so the kid died, and the whole thing, and he had a heart attack, and everyone was just like, "Oh yeah, it's probably because he was pounding Red Bulls, you know, man, like caffeine and vitamin B14 and like ginseng and all this other shit." I'm just like, son, no, man. It's because he sat on his ass and his like. When you do that, your blood vessels constrict, so your heart has to pump significantly harder. And like the longer you sit like that, I'm pretty sure it's like an exponential growth for like the longer you sit, the harder your heart has to work to keep pumping if you don't rotate and like get up and stretch. So like that's why he had a heart attack. And I mean, if he was that hardcore of a gamer, chances are he's probably been sitting a lot before that anyway. So I mean, he may have had like an underlying heart condition that made it worse, so everyone overreacted, but I remember that, man. It's no joke, and that's why when MilkFat did his like, you know, like world record longest gaming session, I was saying like, you know, I hope he doesn't die. Like, I feel like where a lot of people are really underestimating how serious of a risk to his health this could be. Master Yi. Oh god.
Don't worry, I punched him away from you. No. Our team. Oh
yeah,
shit, our team's actually. No, I'm still kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared.
It's okay though. It's gonna be a good exchange.
Oh,
you guys got him.
Yeah,
you guys got him.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm not even there. I ran away. That like our ninja guy was doing ninja stuff all around.
Our Kog'Maw is really strong. He's 7-0. Wow. That wasn't bad at all. I still got a nice little exchange there. Oh, so close to the BF sword yet so far. So, all right, that's cool. Josh, next on the list. Now that we know, take breaks. Stretch your eyes, stretch your arms.
Okay. I know you wrote an article about this earlier this week. At least I think it was this week about Diablo.
Oh, Diablo.
You see, Diablo.
I did publish an article about Diablo, though I'm pretty sure my article was much more cynical than some of the take that you took on Diablo, because I know we debated back and forth a bit.
Definitely. It was definitely a different point of view.
Yeah, well, my article, if you're curious, it is posted on my website under the blog section. It's on the homepage. The title, Diablo 3, Blizzard's biggest flop yet. So, obviously, I was not too satisfied with Diablo 3. I played it. How long did I actually go hard, Judge? Was it 2 weeks? 3 weeks? It wasn't that long. 2 weeks, maybe?
Go hard?
Well, I mean, I was keeping up, whatever. Like, I was playing it every day for a couple of... Oh, God.
Yeah, get out. Just run. I'll slow us. Don't worry. I'm probably going to die.
I'm going to keep chipping away as I back up, because I have all my stuff up, so if they dive... Oh, God. All right, well...
Yeah, dude, just keep on running, because they will dive you with 4.
I can probably survive it.
Team's coming, but no slow.
Alright, so, how long was it that I played for real, though? Was it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I've lost track already. It wasn't that long. It wasn't nearly as long as you went hard, for sure.
Something like that, yeah. I definitely went really hard trying to get, like, all the best gear and everything, farm the gold.
Yeah.
Before Real Money Auction House got released.
How did I miss that arrow? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? That was a robbery, dude. That was Mike the Situation style. The robbery was committed right there. Fuck me. We're going to win the fight anyway, but god damn, Josh. The robbery.
But yeah, Diablo 3. I went pretty hard at it. And reached... No, we killed Diablo. Damn.
20-minute concede. GG.
Diablo. We killed Diablo Infernal. With some broken Demon Hunter.
Alright, I did not ever kill Diablo on Inferno. Let's put it that way. I gave up before then. I got to Act 2 Inferno and just said, I'm done. This is fucking not fun.
Yeah, Inferno was definitely a huge difficulty jump from, whatever, Nightmare, I think it was, or Hell.
Josh. Hell. Jesus Christ.
Hell. I just played through them, okay? Played through them really fast.
Yeah.
It was about the Inferno.
Yeah, the case that I made, it was a mix of things. The big thing, I think, was the gap between Inferno and Hell, and I think they made it a little bit I don't want to say too difficult. I don't want to say it was too hard. It was just there wasn't enough of a transition from Hell to Inferno. Like, Act 1 Inferno was kind of okay, and then it just got way too hard, way too fast. And once you finally beat Act 1, which was a challenge, you get to Act 2 and you're just like, wow, I'm literally getting one-shot by these mobs. Like, so then you just have to grind the same mindless content over and over and over.
It did. And after I read the article that I linked you, which is a pretty good article, it like made a really good point that like Blizzard may have done this intentionally because it forced you to use the auction. It forces you to use the auction house, which is what Blizzard wants you to do because you can't just find good gear. I found like one piece that I actually used, I think, on my character.
Yeah.
And the rest I got from the auction house, and so they basically forced you to use their real money auction house they set up, and they want you to do that because it's how they take a cut of it and everything.
Right.
When you use real money.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. You were forced to use the auction house. I mean, I agree. I found like one or two sort of pseudo good pieces that I used, but almost all my gear was bought. So, I mean, my argument was that it extended beyond that. You know, that was one problem, but I think the issue...
Yeah, oh yeah, there was definitely a bunch more.
The two big issues, well, three big issues beyond that, I think, that culminated it. One is the Battle.net 1.0 versus 2.0 argument, and that's not only isolated to Diablo 3, that's for all of the Battle.net 2.0 games. I really don't like it. I mean, you and I think, are on the same page with this, where Warcraft 3, Diablo 2, StarCraft 1... that Battle.net kicked ass. They had that shit right as far as the open chat channels, just the usability of the service, just all of it. You know, the way they had, especially Warcraft 3, the way the clans worked with the tags, you know, your clan channel with the mods, and I just thought it was a really cool setup. And I was disappointed in StarCraft 2 that there weren't. I mean, StarCraft 2 didn't even have any chat channels when it launched, which was just stupid. Why would you not have any way to communicate with people?
I don't know why they would do that.
Like,
but
that's
clans and guilds being such a big thing, I don't know why there wasn't like something to like. You need a name change and everything to do stuff.
Yeah, like that's so stupid.
To get like your tags. Yeah, I don't know.
So
I definitely loved Warcraft 3, the chat channels, the name tags, the guild rankings, and everything.
The custom games versus matchmaking. You could play for fun. You could play for real. They had like weekly tournaments. Just the whole system seemed to work really, really well, and I really liked it. So the lack of chat channels, I think, is one thing that people really don't like. And the thing about original Battle.net is you could sort of create your own, whoever, and just fill up your buddy list, and then just /F_M was just send a message to everybody on your list. So, like, that was really cool. You had that sociability where you could just talk to your personally assorted group of friends where they could all see you communicating at once, a pseudo guild. So, for the people that, like, now are a little bit older, kind of our age, that don't want to play a cartoony video game, really they just want to have fun and, like, kind of socialize while ripping people off in Diablo, which is what they loved about Diablo 2, that's kind of gone. You know, that's sort of, like, it just isn't there anymore. That's not an aspect of the game. So, I think that scared a really core demographic that really liked D2, but doesn't like D3. Kind of most of my friends that from high school that bought it, like Andrew Black, that said, I wish I could fucking return it, man. Like, they lost that sociability. It went from a game that had a whole social aspect. And you have to keep in mind, too, Diablo 2 was before the age of social networking. You know, we didn't have Facebook, didn't have MySpace, didn't have Twitter. So, like, or maybe they were out but weren't popularized at all. So that doubled as sort of a social media, where you're on the internet doing electronic stuff, but you can still communicate with people. So D3 doesn't even have that at all. It loses that aspect. You know, the way some of my friends were putting it, well, it feels like it's a game for little kids. I'm like, well, I disagree, but I understand where you're coming from with that. The other big thing, I think, is the way they design the items. How rare items now are better than the unique items. That wasn't the case in D2. I mean, there were some really, really good rare items, but for the most part, uniques were the way to go, or rune wards, or some other tier. So with that, it was like a set item, and then there was just an RNG-style roll, like, 150 to 200% enhanced damage. But now, all the items just have random stats. You just roll the dice, and you're like, wow, look, this thing might have strength, it might have dexterity, I don't know. So some of them are real shitty, and some of them are real good. So that makes it a lot harder to, like, sort of just customize your character to, like, with that perfect item set. It's nice because it like gets rid of that kind of glass ceiling of really intense items, but at the same time it makes it really hard to compare how good you are in the grand scheme of items, which it feels like it adds an extra layer of confusion, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's one of the one things where I think they use the auction house. They like want to do that change so you use the auction house. Legendaries do. There's some items that have like set things. Like I think set items and legendaries. I guess set items are considered legendary. I think the grand scheme of like how they rate everything, but they do have some set stats where it has whatever 10 to 20 chance to block. I know was one, and then a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, regular rare items, they need to be all over the place. Maybe whatever.
Yeah, because rare items are just I just don't like that. And the last thing, and I think the most significant, at least for me, what was missing from D3 that I loved about Diablo 2 was the lack of monetary equivalent. You know, there wasn't a set currency. It was always, there was some duped item, whether it was a Stone of Jordan or a 32020 Small Charm. There was always an item that sort of doubled as a currency. You could say, like, all right, this item's roughly worth 2 Stone of Jordans. But it wasn't this set, like, all right, well, I'm going to sell this for gold and then use that gold to buy more items. Like, that kind of trivializes the whole experience, I feel like. And it reduces the social interaction where you're just dealing with this static auction house and you don't actually have to talk to people. It used to be, you know, you'd have to make a game, you'd spam in chat channels, and it was all about social interaction. It was all about actually communicating with people and bartering your trades, you know, going item for item. So that requires a next level of social interaction. You don't have that with D3. It's just like, great, now I get to farm this item, I get to put it up on the auction house. Like, this is not, you know, do you just want to, like, dive on this Ezreal? Like, this guy is just, like, asking for it right here.
Dude, he's...
Like,
I don't know if he's really bad or he's really good and he's trying to bait us.
Yeah, that's true.
Not to mention, they have a ward in the... Just letting you know, they have a ward in the Bramble, so they know exactly where you are.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if he walks by, I mean, my like, Q could probably just destroy him. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they warded those bushes and these bushes right where I am right now.
Okay.
That guy should have bought two. I'm guessing he went back or something.
So, but
I guess he's still bad.
It just feels so weird to me to trivialize that whole experience, and like that was one of the things. Like Star of Hope and I were debating about it a little bit. Like the article that I wrote, and she was sort of arguing a little bit more on your side that like I was reading the angle that I took on some of the statistics I was looking at wasn't necessarily the right path. But, you know, she was saying one thing that sucks about that kind of auction house is that it's really it trivializes the whole experience. It just like it just makes it less fun than knowing that you're dealing with another human and that you can barter back and forth. You know, that's sort of like, yes, I got a really good deal, I just ripped this guy off. That sort of really exciting feeling isn't quite there. So I know. I think the auction house, and I think that point you made about how maybe that's intentional from Blizzard to like sort of change their business models. You have to remember as well, D3 is sort of operating on the old school business model that has pretty much shown now that it is outdated. You know, the DLC kind of freemium thing is the way to go, more so than this one-time release box style. So to use the auction house in that way, it definitely makes sense. It just kind of sucks from a playability standpoint.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd like to think that they have like some plans with the changes they made to the game, and hopefully like PvP. I may go back to try PvP to see how it is.
Yeah, that was the other thing where I was like, you know, I really feel like this game would have been more fun even if it wasn't serious PvP and there was just dueling. If I could just say, hey Josh, let's see if I'm better than you now, and we could just duel for fun, like World of Warcraft style. That would even be appropriate. Why doesn't that exist? I mean, that can't be like a super like difficult thing to do, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like I think Blizzard needs to change the game, and it's kind of weird that they didn't like roll out some of these changes to begin with. But I think they're at least moving in the right direction. I know they had like so many bugs in the game when it first came out.
Oh my god, yeah, that was.
I don't know why they would. Yeah. I don't know why they would release a game with that many bugs.
They need to fire their beta testers.
So many issues, but we're finally inviting me to a beta test.
Well, seriously, dude. Like, I'm not even. I guess I should say they should fire like the in-house alpha testers. Like, how there were just. It seemed like a disproportionate amount compared to like other Blizzard games in the past. I mean, maybe because it was hyped up so much, like there were more people that like trying to break the game to get like world firsts and stuff. But still. Like that, like things like that whole monk thing, you know, like Athene's like, oh, let's just get 4 monks in a group and we'll all be invulnerable forever. Like, I mean, that's like a simple math problem right there. Like, can we add up how long we can stay invulnerable? So if we have 4 monks, we can keep somebody like from never dying. Okay, I mean that's not even that intense like bug breaking. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. There was way too many things that were wrong with the game, and maybe. Nope, not gonna do it.
They put a ward down there.
But yeah, hopefully they can fix a lot of their stuff, and hopefully maybe add some end game, because it seems like that's what's gonna keep people around. Since people kind of sped through it with the help of the auction house, the whole thing you need the auction house.
Yeah.
And they are making changes, like the patch of the bugs and everything, and probably. I think it may be a flop too by Blizzard standards compared to all the the really amazing games Blizzard released, but by any other standards, it's probably still be a really good game.
Well, that is a really good point actually. That's true. I definitely am comparing it to my Blizzard standards, and I mean I've been a diehard Blizzard fan. Pretty much all the games that I have I don't know what the best way to say it is, whatever played. I don't want to say mastered, but played really intensely. Or pretty much all Blizzard titles: StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3, Diablo 2, Diablo 3. The only other game that I haven't that I've been really into that isn't Blizzard, well, was Han and now League. So and now Dota 2, but that started as on a Blizzard client. So I've always been a pretty big Blizzard fan. So that definitely is a good point.
Yeah, that was the D3 was the fastest selling game in history, and that number didn't include people getting it from a 1 year WoW subscription.
Really?
It was ridiculous numbers.
Wow.
Yeah. It was the fastest box selling thing.
I had no idea that was not included. I knew that there was that deal where if you you buy a year worth of WoW subscription, then you get D3 for free.
Yeah.
Was that the deal? Yeah. I figured that was included in all the numbers that they were releasing about their launch. That's really insane. Then I didn't realize it was so successful in that from that front.
Yeah, it definitely was an incredibly successful game. I think for this article that PC game sales were up 230% year over year, and that was probably mostly because of D3. Since in the past, computer sales have been slumping to console.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's really interesting.
This is definitely a good improvement and a better outlook for the PC gaming industry, since kind of looking a little dark.
Yeah, and I mean, and it also I think it's become pretty clear now, at least for you and me, since we've been talking about it a lot, is that the new thing is catering to casuals. League of Legends has kind of proved that basing your business model around appealing to that non-hardcore demographic is kind of the moneymaker. So it doesn't surprise me that D3 is sort of stepping in that direction a little bit. And I think that's also part of the reason why I don't really like it, because generally speaking, I tend to be, I don't really care about campaigns. I like games that have a ladder that's multiplayer, that I know I win, you lose. I can look at the ladder and see how I rank compared to you. I like to know that I'm better than somebody and that someone's better than me, so I have something to constantly strive for. Halo, I've never played the campaign of a single Halo game, ever. I've played maybe the first level and been wow, this is really boring, I'm going to go kill myself. Never mind, I'm just going to play multiplayer. And,
watch, get back.
Oh god.
Don't worry, I'm going to save you and probably die in the process. Just keep running. I should be okay with my ult.
I just, kind of whiffed that ult a little bit, but I scared him back at least.
I would not go up there. He's level 6, I think. Yeah, he's level 6. He has his ult. He's here just to gank.
Right. I have a heal now and a flash, so I can bait a little bit if they'll dive. The whole thing is, I just want them to dive the tower. That's a free kill if one of them dives the tower. That little thing that I put on the ground, that little circle, that it slows them when they walk.
Yeah, I know. I do know a little bit.
Don't if you've ever seen Miss Fortune. She's a cutie. She's a pirate. I'm a pirate.
Yeah, I played against her yesterday.
You're a wizard.
Did pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty annoying hero.
Yeah, she's pretty
shooting cannonballs everywhere.
Yeah, I actually kind of like Ashe better, but pirates are just cute. I didn't want to play the same combo both games, so I switched it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I know me. I don't have that many heroes available.
Yeah, I know.
I think you have slightly more. And we need a tank. You always need a tank.
You always need a tank.
No one wants to play the tank.
No one wants to play the lord-ass.
Just no one wants to play the support.
I was actually going to play Soraka, dude. I've been watching that guy, one of the guys on TSM, that Nat guy, and he plays Soraka a lot. Every time I turn on his stream, he's playing Soraka. So I mean, not that he's Soraka. I mean, I don't know. I feel like support in this game is I hate to say it, but relatively easy because you just like there's no denying, so you kind of just early laning is pretty straightforward. But
it's
more about positioning than anything else.
I know people have never wanted to play support. It's always like I want to be the carry. I want to get triple kill.
Yeah. I'm not really that great at farming. I'm like never going to be one of those players that's like, yeah, I got every single last hit. I'm like, I don't know how you guys are that like mechanically proficient at this. I just can't do it. Like I can do okay, but I'm not like, I don't know. In like a real game where I cared about winning against good people, I would never want to be the AD carry at all. Like,
oh no, me neither. Like I'd be a tank. I'd be like, I go in there and die. Pretty good at that anyway.
Soraka. If we had a 5-team, we were like, oh, we're gonna queue up, we're gonna win, we're gonna climb that. I'd be like, all right, I'm playing Soraka. Called it. Like that would be what I'm all about.
I do like that hero. I gotta buy that hero too.
She's really cheap, dude. She's like
it's
one
like
of the cheaper
that
heroes.
heal is like ridiculous with a carry.
Yeah, dude, she's got like just a straight here, let me heal you, and then her ult is like, oh, let me just global heal the whole team Ophelia style. Like, she's pretty sick. Oh god, it's Tryndamere.
Yeah, I would probably back up.
God, why
don't
they're
worry,
going
I'm
for
gonna be
you
okay.
is
I'm gonna
beyond
be
me.
okay. Worry about yourself.
I'm flashing. I'm gonna ult if they keep going.
I flashed, yeah. Oh, could you get him? Nope, you can't.
He didn't blink, I probably could have.
Yeah, they hate, dude.
We
always get so much action in the bottom lane.
I know. It's because we're good, man. They're just like, ayo, they're farming well. Oh, our mid lane's getting wrecked, though.
Oh my god, I'm lagging so hard.
Morgana sucks. Or, well, it doesn't suck. He's 1-2, but he just lost his turret.
But yeah, speaking of games, though, I think I told you about Kickstarter is having, like, there's one for this new console they're trying to develop that's completely based on free-to-play.
Yeah.
I read only a little bit more about this, so I'm still pretty confused. But they now raised, like, $4 million.
That is insane.
And it's going to be powered by, like, Android. It's going to run on Android or whatever. It's got, like, NVIDIA graphics. It's going to cost, like, they want it to cost $99. And it's going to be completely like open source so that anyone can do whatever on it. And I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to do with this thing because it's definitely like a step in the right direction with these free-to-play stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I see is games are going towards, or consoles are going towards this like almost home entertainment system from like just a pure thing you play games on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the classic Xbox, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 3. They're now like they're going to have movies. They're going to connect the internet. They're going to have all these apps. You're going to be able to watch like ESPN, Netflix, everything on smart TVs, and they even want to integrate it straight into like the Xbox system. So,
yeah, that's pretty nuts. Like, it's one of those things to me that sounds like a really good idea, but it makes me wonder how they're going to pull it off because. As much of a fan as I am of open source, truthfully, I'll admit I don't really understand how open source things get through security problems. And I'm actually going to go back and heal and shop after this wave.
Okay.
I'm just going to go back now. I have like 3k gold almost. How do they deal with security holes? Because obviously if it's open source, everyone can see the code. And to like, a talented programmer, hacker, guy that wants to make problems, lady that wants to make problems, whatever. How do you just like deal with those security holes? I just don't really.
So I know with a lot of apps, before they roll them out, like all the apps for like an iPhone or Android, they run them through their security measures where they actually virtually test the apps on like a virtual iPhone or virtual Android.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a real machine that tests email and everything to make sure it's not going to like hijack your phone. Mm-hmm. Make it do bad things, and so that's one of their security measures they try to get around. Of
I don't know,
making sure they don't get like spyware and everything.
It just feels like that. Well, I'm thinking just more of like a security hole where someone can backdoor into it or something. Like I don't know. It just feels. I don't know. I mean, I guess with a video game console, there's a little bit less of a security threat. But you always have to, like, I always just wonder, like, with credit cards and stuff, especially since PlayStation had that big thing where they, like, lost all that credit card information. Not that long ago. I mean, ever since then, I've just sort of been like, so security obviously is a big deal. So with like an open source platform, anytime where you have credit card information on an open source platform, it just makes me a little bit nervous. Like,
I'm gonna kill this.
Oh god.
Oh crap! Yeah, run. I'm running. I'm running another way than you know.
I might live. It depends if Mordekaiser dives, and I'm gonna live, I think. Okay.
Nice.
Oh
I'm gonna
god.
shout.
Oh, I didn't live. Mordekaiser dove the tower and wrecked me. Very easily.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
I kind of had nowhere to go.
What is this? Why is no one helping us? We need help.
Yeah, I always find it weird when there's like 4 people in our lane and our team's just like, yeah, farming's awesome. Although if Morgana can take this turret, that might be good. So, okay, so about the system itself, it's an open source, and how much? $99, I think, is their price point, right? So
yeah, they want it to be like really cheap. They want to like get out to people and everything. So I think.
And okay, sorry, go ahead. You can finish.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction with free to play and everything that's going. But the one issue I had with it was that, like, these systems are turning to like home entertainment systems. Xbox wants they made a partnership with like ESPN and like HBO Go and everything.
Yeah.
You can basically like, I know there's this big battle to see if they can bring TV, like how you get it through your Xbox and through your PlayStation or through Microsoft.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing that everybody wants. They all want to be able to just take over your house and own all of it. I mean, ideally, it's like they would control your internet connection, your TV, your phone, pretty much any kind of media, entertainment imaginable is really what they're going for, from the way I understand it.
Yeah, definitely. That's what they're trying to do.
But my next thought is, with this console, I mean, of course, the big thing with console, the old business model is you sell the console, and then after that you keep rolling out games that you have to buy for like a premium price or whatever. Oh, crap, I walked into that. So what kind of games are going to be on this thing? Is this like, for $99 that runs on the Android, I mean, is this basically just like apps, like kind of app equivalents that are going to be on this thing?
I mean, since this is not out, I really can't tell you what games are going to be on it.
Well, I mean, it makes me wonder, are any like big well-known games going to be on there? I mean, can we expect like a real kind of like esport title, like an in-depth Halo, Call of Duty kind of game, or is it going to be more kind of like
I can definitely... It's all about what developers they get to jump on the console and jump on the idea.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, we're still very early on. The big thing right now is just that it's the biggest Kickstart project ever.
Yeah, they've raised more money on this than they have on anything else.
Yeah, Kickstart is a really cool. And does Kickstart take a percentage of stuff?
It's like 5%, and then they take 5%, and then the money that goes through it is done through like Amazon. So they take like 5% too. But besides that, that's like it. And the taxes on it are kind of interesting. The people who receive the money don't get taxed on it.
If you can knock him up, we can probably kill this guy. Or
he's going back too far. We're going to end up just taking this.
All right.
But yeah, you don't get taxed on it, I believe, because it's like a donation. The other people, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's my understanding. So.
And Kickstart, the other thing with Kickstart is that like you don't get the money unless you reach your goal, right?
Yeah.
So like, so if I go on there and I pledge something, if they don't reach the goal, then I just never pay that money. Is that how it works? That money is like
pretty sure that's how it works.
Wow, Kickstart's a cool idea. It's definitely a cool thing. I don't know. This system's going to be weird. It really makes me curious how, like, you know, what they're going to do. I mean, how much have they raised? 3.4 million, something like that.
They're at like 4 million for this one, and we'll see how it goes.
Hopefully
they have the right.
Isn't that much money though? In the grand scheme of like, you know, designing a console, that's not very much money to design a whole system from scratch.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're pulling like a lot of stuff from like other things, and
I just want to finish off this turret. It's so low.
Oh yeah. I'll heal you.
Alright. I don't have an ult, but we can still do some damage here, maybe.
Yeah, I got a feeling they're going to hop onto you. They want you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, you know, they'll I mean, if this idea sounds like something that an investor would be all over. Like, I feel like you could probably pitch this pretty easily to, like, some legit investors, and it would be, you know, something that someone would find interesting, because it's a pretty good idea. There's just still a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up as sort of like, all right, well, how are you going to do this? How are you going to sign on big games that people want to play? How are you going to make this console on the same level as like an Xbox, so it's not just a joke that everyone's like, oh, nice, whatever. I mean, do they have any idea what they're going to call it?
Oh yeah.
They're gonna call it Oh Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Is that a joke?
It's like, oh my god, how did he...
Oh
My
my
bad. I
god.
should have just done more damage. I didn't want to chaos.
I should have just healed. I had to heal that whole time, and I was like, does Morgana need this? I thought he probably would have run if he was feeling like he was in danger of dying, but he didn't.
I'm pretty sure it is called the Oh Yeah. Let me
Josh, that is
see
a
if I
terrible
have...
name. They need to
How
rebrand
is
that pronto.
That's an awesome name.
The Oh Yeah, like, hey Josh, you want to come over and play some Oh Yeah later? No, that's...
Yeah, yeah.
Think about it, dude. That's like, think about Yahoo.
O-U-Y-A.
Well, there's a reason no one ever says, yeah, I'm just going to go Yahoo it. Because that's just not, like, you didn't think about the branding. You got to think about, like, I feel the same thing with the Wii.
Yahoo's just a...
What the fucking name is that? The Wii? The Wiimote? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, no. It's a dumb name.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with those names. Nothing wrong with those names.
Nothing wrong with...
It's all about the games and everything that came out on them. It's a bigger issue.
The games? Well, yeah, I'm more interested in the games, but I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's O-U-Y-A.
Oh
yeah.
O-U-Y-A. Ooh yeah. Is that really how you say it? Ooh yeah? Not like
Yeah.
oh yeah? Or some shit?
I think it's supposed to be like, oh yeah, but I don't know. You can pronounce it however you want to.
Alright, well, I am going to pronounce it however I want, because that's a fucking weird name. I don't know. Alright, well, that's cool. That's cool. So, new console coming out. I mean, it's a really cool idea. I have to give them that. I'm sort of playing devil's advocate with all the things that could go wrong, but it is a really cool idea that makes me very, very curious. And I will be intrigued to see how it works out.
But yeah,
I'm not with you guys. I'm farming bottom.
Oh, you little farm.
I'm going to try to push this turret if they don't defend.
Oh, what I had this page open. What are they going to do? Anything else on this? No, they still got a bunch of days, though. They still have like 20 days left to raise money, I think, or something
and
like that.
I'm sure they already met their goal. If
yeah, I'm pretty sure they have.
What do you know what their goal was, just out of like sheer curiosity?
I do not.
I actually kind of wonder how low it was. Oh shit, this turret's already dead, I forgot. Alright. I'm gonna pressure the tier 2 one then.
Yeah, dude, we are up here causing havoc on their team.
Yeah, so,
possibly. I don't know. I can definitely see. Have you seen like the new Wii?
There's like a Wii 2.0.
Yeah, it's gonna like the Wii U or something like that. It just looks. It looks, in my opinion, really bad.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
God. Tryndamere was waiting for me. Oh god, this is scary. I think I might die. Oh, I didn't get the flash off. No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, but the new Wii just looks kind of bad.
What's bad about it? I don't know anything. I know literally nothing about it, so I can't really.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to even. Their controllers is going to be like. Just to get an image in your mind, it's going to be like the controller is going to be like a DS, where it has like a screen on your controller.
That's really weird.
And yeah, I don't know.
That's really.
They've been so successful in the past. I don't know what exactly they're going through with.
I feel
all these like weird. They like the big thing is that they lack in graphics.
Yeah.
And you can't play like stuff on your Wii, like CDs and or DVDs or like Blu-ray.
You can't. Yeah, you can't even play normal DVDs and like, Blu-ray. Fuck, you can't even play just normal movies. I mean.
Yeah. You can't play CD. What?
Wait. Oh. I don't know. I feel like Nintendo is just sort of an odd. They fit into a very strange niche.
But yeah, they had all their family games that were pretty good, and they're still really good. It's just people want more when they're playing console, because you can just play like those crazy games on like an iPad or something now still.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean that's Nintendo is in a really weird position because they're one of these companies that their niche used to be kind of like younger kid, like kind of more cartoony, like Super Mario 64. That doesn't it appeals to an older audience, but I mean they have some really classic games. I feel like they've sort of lost their niche a little bit, and the Wii was really cool because it was like the first. I don't even know what that technology is called. That like what is that technology?
Oh, the controller, yeah.
Fuck
it's
you,
like motion control.
Yeah, the Kinect technology, how you don't have to like have a wire, it's like pointed like a laser or whatever. I don't know what that's called. I really don't. But
yeah,
I mean,
I'm just gonna I'm going like motion control kind of.
Yeah, like motion control area. That's probably what it is. So anyway, I mean, I always thought that was a cool thing that we had. I mean, it was a cool thing that we had, and something that made it pretty
unique at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it gave them an edge. But now that that's pretty, I don't know. I actually wasn't a big fan of the Wii, to be perfectly honest. Like, it was a cool idea.
Or no, not Kinect.
Huh?
PlayStation has the same thing now.
Yeah.
It's and the controllers, and Kinect is just next level.
Yeah, Kinect is intense, and that's the problem with that kind of tech. Anything like that where it's fairly easily reproducible once you release it. That's not a proprietary thing that you can just keep to yourself. So, I mean, I always just found that thing, using the Wii to oh yeah, you can stream Netflix, but trying to search things on Netflix using that little controller where you have to try and use the keyboard.
Oh, that was annoying.
Oh god, dude, it's painful.
The keyboard, keyboard interface, in general, for those games, is not really good unless you actually buy an actual keyboard.
Yeah,
and hook up to your PlayStation.
Yeah, it's awful. It's really bad. So that was one of the big problems I had with that kind of technology. Yeah, this is a cool idea, but the functionality just isn't quite there. I mean, I don't know if Nintendo's goal is the same as what we were talking about, where they kind of want to take over the multimedia of your house. Then they need to really rethink their model if that's what they want. Maybe that's not what they're going for. I mean, I don't really know what Google.
Yeah, there's always been about the family games and everything, and the Mario parties and Yoshi. I don't know.
And Yoshi, I don't know.
Yoshi.
Oh god.
Yeah, you just better keep on running. I'm gonna be able to live with my stunts.
I feel like a doucher. Oh, I thought they were gonna keep running.
How are we doing?
Our team went back to deal with Tryndamere. That's kind of what happened right there.
Going down there.
He's gone. Oh god, Warwick's on me. Yo, come here.
You better run. Kind of scared. Not gonna lie. You should be scared to go alone because
I'm pretty scared.
I think everything can rip your face off, basically.
Pretty much. I do a lot of damage though.
I'm gonna catch one of these guys.
Yep, I'm here.
I'm gonna catch one. I'm gonna catch him. No, I'm not gonna catch him.
I'm gonna slow him. Make it rain. Yeah, I made it rain on him.
I'm gonna get him.
Josh, no!
Punching him into the guy.
No! Oh, I thought he was going to get denied. I was like, Josh, did you just hand him a free deny? Oh my god.
Oh. Dude, I planned that. AC.
Yeah, you did, man. I shit the bed for a second, but you definitely had a plan. That's good.
I had no plan. That was kind of luck.
I'm not even sure if he gets killed by Baron if you hit him that close. I don't know if it even would deny, but still. I got real nervous because Baron woke up first. He was just like, fresh meat. Pulling a Dr. Mundo, or no, that was a butcher. Never mind. That was the butcher. Talking about Diablo, man, that was the fucking butcher.
Mundo was like a butcher, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty. I mean, he has a cleaver, so
he's got a cleaver. He looks like he was cutting something up.
Yeah, I mean that's if you got a cleaver, I'm pretty confident that you're a butcher of sorts. So they might be coming for us. I'm actually a little scared here.
Well, he's like he wants to hit me.
Sejuani's coming. Well, there's still 2 in lane. We might be able to take this. I'm still nervous, though. Baron's got a lot of armor, dude.
Yeah, thank God. Someone did something to me. They gave me this little shield.
That's more
but yeah. Baron's always scared me a little bit. So, it's not like Han, where you can almost solo him with a good hero. I'm pretty sure he's almost unsolable.
Yeah, well, maybe if you're really tricked out and have a lot of lifesteal, you could do it.
You gotta be ridiculously tricked out.
That's true. Yeah, we're level 15. So this game's been going on for a while, and that was still not that easy.
And Han though, you do it with the guy with the bear. I forget his name already. War Beast. Was that his? Wild Soul.
Yeah, Wild Soul's making a comeback, man. I was casting games yesterday, and he was in 2 of the 3 in the best of 3 series. What the fuck? That's unheard of.
Can you buff him or something?
No, there's this thing you can do where put him in suicide lane, and it he can use the bear to pull creeps, and it's ridiculously strong.
Oh, yeah, that sounds rigged.
It denies a lot of farm. It's really hard to deal with. I don't really know how you counter it is the issue. It's not that it's that rigged where it totally fucks them. It's just it slows down the carries a lot, and as far as I'm aware, there isn't really an easy way to counter it other than just kill him, which is not easy to do either.
Kill him. That's a good counter. Anything.
Yeah, just kill him. Just give it to him. It's like, oh god, Josh, you may be up a little bit
far. I got this. No, I got this.
Yeah, Warwick's just like coming in here.
Don't worry, I got this. Warwick is a little too manly.
Dude, you see that ultimate right there? Woo, baby!
First, this guy though. This guy might kill you. I'm gonna chaos this. Bam!
Mordecai.
Double kill.
Oh shit, that wasn't nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I stole.
Dude, that was a 4-0. I don't know why they engaged when we had Baron buff. That was so dumb.
It's because
they're stupid. It's
because they just want to give us the game. They're like, you guys won.
You guys won.
Here's
Misfortune.
Here's 2 kills, and then yeah.
So okay, so that's cool. It's still a cool system. I like the idea, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll hear more.
Definitely will see.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more news in the future.
Yeah. Well, once the kickstart ends, then that's when things will really kind of get rolling. So all right. So what's next on the list? I don't think that was our last piece. So we're doing pretty well on news.
I'm about to destroy that guy.
you totally just
yeah, dude, flash in there. But yeah, I know politics is a really big thing. That I don't know if do you actually like politics, or is it something you don't like talking about?
Well, I don't mind talking about it because I don't really care enough. Like, I'm never gonna get mad about politics. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never like gonna get to the point where I'm just like, dude, you're so fucking stupid. Like, I just don't care that much. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, whatever. I'm pretty like moderate. Pretty much all of my political views these days are somewhere in the middle between left and right. And like some things I'm more left, some things I'm more right, and it's pretty just like depends on the issue. So I don't really mind talking about it. I don't like talking about it with people that will like cry if I disagree with them, and then they just get all butthurt when I shut them down. That's what kind of pisses me off.
But yeah, this week Romney gave like a speech in front of the NAACP. And he was talking about all his views, and then he brought up Obamacare, and he said, if I become president, this is one thing he's getting rid of, because it's an unnecessary expense, and they should have booed him.
That's not the right crowd to say that kind of shit to.
And you should have seen his face. It was like a face of like sorrow. They're like the headlines have that picture caption of him just like, it just looks like a facepalm moment.
I would actually really want to look at that picture, because I can picture Romney's face just like looking really, really sad. Just like, what do you mean they're booing me? But I meant Romney. Like, wait, I just canceled my ult. Fuck. Like,
I just got that kill. Bam. But yeah, that was. People think it might have been a strategy because Romney's like been known as like the flip-flopper.
Yeah.
The flipper. Yeah, the flip-flopper in this thing.
He's a flip-flopper.
Yeah, and the big thing is, by like saying what he believes in, they think like he's at least showing that he's not. He's really firm on his point of views, which is one of his weaknesses, or has been one of his weaknesses. So that's the idea of why the Republicans did this.
Oh god, shouldn't have run in.
Am I gonna die?
Yeah, dude, we way overcommitted here.
What is my team doing?
Me and Morgana are already dead. Like, it's no good.
Dude, you see how strong I am? I'm gonna run all the way back to the base. Shit, I'm not gonna make it.
I'm not gonna get Guardian Angel. I'm just gonna go all out. Like, I'm trying to wreck some kids right here.
These guys trying to kill me. But yeah, that's one of the ideas on why he might have done it, since it was kind of like a dopey thing to do. But like,
I mean, Mitt Romney's like the definition of a dopey motherfucker. Like, I don't know. I look at him and I just like picture Millie's face, like that dopey ass like. I need to watch this video and just getting booed and like just about to like break out and cry on stage. That would be hysterical.
But yeah, the reason why people think he may have done it was just to prove that he actually has something he believes in and he's going to stand by it.
All right.
Because that's been one of his big weaknesses. So that's where like Fox News Republicans are going with it. Everyone else like he's like a moron and like what is he thinking? What does he think?
Honestly, I could see that. That almost makes sense to me. That like he's. Like, yeah, what you just described, like, sort of show that he's not a flip-flopper. Like, I could see that being a very real strategy that one would employ. Like, I mean, I haven't been following the campaign that much, so I don't really know, like, how serious this flip-flopping is.
Yeah, that's just a really big thing, is because he passed social health care in his state. And it was like one of those really big things that he ran on.
Yeah, that's actually, you're right. My grandfather was telling me, he's like, I kind of like Romney because he's pretty liberal. He's like, I like Romney because my aunt lives in Massachusetts. So like, and he was saying that like, I don't know, my aunt had some medical thing that, and it happened like right after that was passed, and he was telling me about how she would have been all screwed over if they didn't have that. So he was just like, obviously Romney likes healthcare.
Yeah, yeah, it's really weird. That's like the big thing he ran on, and how like he was really happy about it. But then, as soon as you want to apply it to the rest of the United States, he's like, no,
See, but
not
I
happening.
thought his issue was like he likes the idea of socialized healthcare, but he doesn't like the way Obama healthcare is structured and financed. I thought that was more of it than he just doesn't want socialized healthcare or a more socialized healthcare. Is that not the
Well,
case?
there's like really no other way to finance it from like there's like really no other way to finance it
Well,
besides
I mean,
raise taxes.
I'm not going to pretend like, well, or maybe that wasn't the right word. Structure the way the way they use the money. Like I've heard a lot of people say the Obamacare system is really inefficient. I don't know that. I am not even going to pretend to understand how it works. But from the little that I've understood is that it's not a sustainable system at all. There's really little sustainability to it. Like there's just like no way to pay for the structure that it's set up for now. Like the amount of money that it says is going to be given out is just like not even close to the amount of money that we could feasibly pay to make it happen. But like I said, I don't really know. I don't really know anything, so...
Yeah, I think, I don't know, if people are going to be able to pay for it with, like, the budget they're on, but the only way is to, like, raise taxes, which I'm pretty sure all Republicans are, like, 100% against. And the big thing with Supreme Court ruling is that the individual mandate is, like, a tax instead of a penalty, which was the really big thing, because no one was calling it a tax before the Supreme Court ruling. Because no one wants to be like, there's a new tax, whatever. So they called it like a penalty or like fee or like they just named it different things.
It's not a tax. It's just a thing you have to pay for that you otherwise wouldn't have to pay for.
Yeah, and they said like the government's forcing you to pay for something and everything, and they just like dodge around the whole footing, and you never heard it called as tax.
It's like Dota 2, man. It's not a beta. No, it's a beta, but it's a free-to-play game that's in beta, but you have to pay for it. You know, it's like, well, so it's what makes this a beta? You have to pay to get into it, so you can buy the game. Anyone can do it, and it's free to play when it opens. But you have to buy it's just like it's sort of the same thing where it's like, okay, so it's not really in beta, it's a game, like
yeah. So I don't know. The effects, it looks like it's going to do a lot of good things. Whether it can pay for itself or not is a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
Because of like escalating healthcare calls with like people retiring and needing healthcare.
Right.
And then people just being obese in general.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I mean, my problem with like debating about politics is I feel like to even talk about like current events and stuff, we're already like up against like a lot of I don't know. I really don't like the way our system is structured is like a two-party system. I don't think that's a very efficient way to run the government, because if the House and the president or the Congress and president are opposite parties, like majority Congress is opposite from the president, it's like really hard to get stuff done. And then like all the stuff that Obama's been doing, let's say Romney gets elected and then like obviously he's opposite party, so he like starts to undo, you know, if he tries to undo Obamacare, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, they always look like working backwards.
Yeah,
it's like not good.
Not an efficient
Everyone
way
tries
to
to
get stuff
like
done.
it's like there are some like engineering problems where like they'll roll out like this new type of helicopter, and the person designing it will retire, and they'll put a new person in charge of it, and he'll like literally undo everything and try to make like his own project.
Yeah,
It's like one of these things that just goes on and on forever in like in development, because people just want it to be their way, and there's like I don't they think more of their way than like everyone else's way.
Yeah, so
And
I mean, I'm really a big fan of the parliamentary system that like the UK use. I think that's a smarter way to go about like electing people into office. Like, do you know how?
Yeah, I know. I don't know exactly how that works, but I know in Italy, I'm pretty sure it's Italy, they have, depending on how many votes you get, they like share power.
Right.
And so they have a really high voter outturn, because if it's like 50-50, then you're not going to get a lot of shit done.
Right.
So they have a really high voter turnout.
Yeah.
because people they want their country to do well,
Right. I mean, I don't know
and
about
there's more
Italy.
incentive to. Yeah.
I don't know about Italy specifically, but I think a lot of the European countries use sort of a parliamentary-esque system. And I know the way, or I mean, I'm not, again not going to pretend to understand the whole thing, but the slow and skinny, the way it was described to me was that whoever you vote for, they just fill their parliament. I think it's 100 seats or something like that, based on the percentage of the party. So you vote based on your party. And you say, okay, I'm going to vote for the Green Party, and the Green Party has a list of people that they are going to put in those seats. So if just for some whatever one party gets 100% of the votes, they have a list of 100 people that they would fill. So then they just tally up the votes, and then let's say, okay, 37% of the people wanted Republicans, so 37 of those 100 seats will be Republicans. Then they just keep going down. So even the Green Party, or the shitty parties that like nobody cares about, might only have 2 or 3 seats, but at least they get some representation. Where with the two-party system, it's kind of an all or nothing. You sort of have to vote for one or the other, or I don't like saying you're throwing away your vote, but the chances of a third-party person winning are really, really slim. I mean, obviously, it's never happened before. So, well, it might have happened in the past, but it hasn't happened recently. When Republicans and because like Republicans and Democrats have flipped sides, like I don't know, like old school Republicans from like back in the day, like Thomas Jefferson, are more like Democrats now. You know, they've like changed.
Yeah, definitely their view, especially with the Tea Party and everything.
Yeah, so
it's like Republicans within Republicans that are really extreme, and people.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people have been complaining about that, especially since like Congress hasn't done anything really recently, and they have like the lowest approval rate of like in history. Well, it's like
that's
crazy low. Yeah, so
that's my issue. I mean, for people like me, where I really don't identify with either party. I mean, there are some things from a really liberal perspective that I really like and believe in wholeheartedly, than things from a Republican perspective. I mean, I'm kind of a libertarian if I had to pick between the two, pick a kind of thing, but. I mean, I can't look at either of those candidates and be like, I really am behind what Obama's saying mostly, or Romney. So for a two-party system, I'm kind of like, great, now what do I do? Like, I really have to pick.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah, the lesser of two evils, which is like, I feel like that's just not the way one should go about voting.
That's always how politics has been. I don't know how you can shy away from that, since they basically like lock them out too. Like there have been cases where people have been elected governor or whatever of some place, and like they run as like an independent and everything. And when they run on all these ideas, they won't pass through. But then when they get elected, the Republicans and the Democrats team up on them, and the people like get nothing done.
Yeah, it's really
because like it's like you're against both parties, not you're like against Democrats or Republicans. You're against both.
Yeah.
And you get like doubly screwed, and nothing gets done.
Yeah, and with that Congress approval rating, that's one of the other problems as well. I think, like, and like people talk about the national debt, like all these other problems that our country has that like we just don't really have a good way to solve. Like all of there's some ridiculous amount of bridges and roads that are condemned, and our road highway fund has been bankrupt for like 20 years. So like, how do we fix condemned bridges? They sort of get fixed when they get tacked on in pork barrel legislation. That's about it. Like problems like that kind of stuff. There's just gonna eventually, at some point, there's gonna be some big restructuring in our like system. Eventually, people are gonna get angry enough at Congress. They're gonna be like, listen, we need to. Warren Buffett said something like, "I have enough money to end the national debt right now," or he said something to like, "I have enough money." Oh no, it was, "I have enough money to save Social Security." He said, and I forget what he said. It was something like, "As soon as they give me the power to replace everyone in Congress, I will be more than happy to solve Social Security." It was something like that, where he was just like, "Fuck Congress, man. Fuck you guys. Fuck your families. I'm Warren Buffett."
I know. The thing is, like, Republicans always go for like less taxes, and less taxes is a really big thing. And cut spending is how they try to trim everything. As how they try to compromise with Democrats. But like, if you look at the U.S.'s tax rate, like it's not really that high compared to the European countries. It's really low, and that's like how you raise money for the government, and that's how you pay for like road and stuff and infrastructure and everything is through taxes. And like this just happened like this week, I think, is Spain with their bail and everything, they had proposed ways to balance their budget and everything, and they raised taxes there. I think if you're in the highest tax bracket in Spain now, you pay like 52 or 51%, like is your tax rate. And like England had something like that too in the past, where England's like tax rate was 50%. I think it's a little lower now, but it used to be like 50%. It's like the highest tax bracket. Yeah, and like the U.S. highest tax bracket is 35%.
Yeah, it's really.
And you can argue you pay like state taxes, but still, it's like really low compared to anywhere else in the world.
The issue I
And
have with high taxes is just what the government does with it. The big statistic that always jumps out at me is that the United States spends more on like army financing and military operations than like the next 20 countries combined. Like,
yeah, and they're going to cut that. I think that's went through when they couldn't pass like
hope
a
so.
compromise between them both. They started cutting military spending and everything.
Yeah.
But
Like military spending is so adequate. That's another thing you can like. Yeah, our taxes are low, but we spend so much more on military stuff than just like orders of magnitude. It's just ridiculous. So I mean, I agree with you. I sort of feel the same way about taxes. I'm like, I mean, it kind of sucks. Like I feel like they're taking my money, but
yeah,
I mean, you need that money for society. You know, I also like having nice roads. You know, like there are a lot of things that pays for. So I don't mind that much. If it's more that I don't like the idea of my money going to support these military operations. That I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
an
know.
army guy at all. So
I know. I can see they comparing like the U.S. spends more money on military, but the U.S. probably compared to other countries spends more money on everything in general. I would imagine.
well,
So I feel like that
maybe.
statistic may be like skewed.
Perhaps a bit, but
I would have to see it. Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
see how much money they actually spend on military.
I mean, it might be skewed a bit, but it's still. I mean, it's. I should probably look up the number so I don't sound like an idiot. But it's if you look at the list, it's literally like, it's very comparable to that thing where they say like the top 1% of money holders in America have more money than like the next 99% combined. You know, like it's sort of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that where it's just like orders of magnitude difference. Like just why do we need
Oh yeah, like
so many
the
10
gap
billion stealth
in like
planes,
well,
like $10 billion stealth planes, like stealthing around, just I don't know, man. We have a mermaid and an alien in Area 51. Isn't that enough? Can't we just sit there and play with the alien and mermaid instead of making more
yeah.
bombers?
I thought it was confirmed that mermaids do not exist.
I don't know,
It was
Josh.
like it was like officially confirmed. The U.S. No, wait, the government released that mermaids do not exist.
How do you officially say that? Like, no, we can say like you can't that the same reason gravity is like Josh. How can you say that? How can you make a statement like that? Like, how could the government say 100% mermaids do not? If anything, to me, that says we've got a fucking mermaid and we don't want you to know about it. Like, why would you say that? Like, how do you prove something doesn't exist? You can't, unless
Yeah,
you're like
it was
God
like
and you can be in
it
every
was
place
like
at once.
last week. Yeah,
Like,
it was like last week. What is this? The NOAA. What is this? The National Ocean and Atmosphere Administration officially said that mermaids do not exist.
talk about a waste of my fucking tax dollars, dude. Are you kidding me? Mermaids do not. Great. Oh, God,
Yes.
dude, that is absurd. That.
Sorry, no mermaids.
I mean, it's just absurd because it's just such a logical fallacy. You can't make a statement like that. Like, you can say we've never found a mermaid. I don't think mermaids exist. Evidence points towards mermaids not existing, but you can't say in every situation a mermaid never has and never will exist. Maybe mermaids existed and they're long gone, Josh. Dinosaurs and mermaids. Pseudo mermaids.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, man. All I know is fuck that agency. That's all I have to say about that one.
Sorry, no mermaids.
So
Sorry to crush your dream.
yeah, I actually would really like to see a mermaid. Honestly, Josh, I think my number one thing, like if I was dying and I could only do one more thing with my life, I would want to go inside Area 51. That's like one of the only things that is just so intriguing to know. I just what is in there, man? Why is it so top secret? If I got in there and they just had a couple of airplanes, were like, yeah, it's pretty awesome here. It's a big secret. I would just be so upset and just die unhappy.
Yeah,
You know
they
there's-
probably just have like. Yeah, I know they're probably.
You know there's aliens in there. Come on, man. Roswell and
I'm
shit.
pretty sure there's no aliens, dude. If it was aliens, I'm sure with like all like this like proliferation of knowledge with like Twitter and everything,
Josh,
I'm pretty sure they couldn't cover it up.
Josh, dude,
pretty sure
Area
they could be able to
51
cover
is
it up.
next level. It's not like, oh yeah, it's a little building and no one's allowed inside, dude. It's like Umbrella Corp, dude. It's an underground complex. Like,
Yeah, but it's not like aliens just landed in America. It's like all the movies where all the creatures attack America. It's like America's so small. They got to be landing in other places too. It's not like
Well, that's
here's the
true.
United States.
I don't know,
Crash
man.
all our
All I'm saying is Roswell was a little sketchy, okay? Roswell, New Mexico, 1969. Google that shit, and...
It definitely is sketchy.
Weather balloon, come on now. I don't know about all that shit. Like, come on. Like, there might not be aliens in there, but there's some sketchy shit going down. I don't know, dude. I've heard some pretty intense, like, alien conspiracy theories that are... You know what, Josh? I think next week we're gonna have to start off with some. I'll work up some alien conspiracy.
Find
theories.
Some alien, dude.
I actually know one that's pretty
tons of them out there
in depth about like Atlantis and like all this shit. It's pretty intriguing, man. It's pretty interesting stuff. Pretty interesting stuff that I don't know.
All you have to do is watch a couple movies, and then...
Yeah, all right, you know what, fuck it. No, next news report, we're just going to put on Independence Day in a little, like, picture-in-picture.
Independence Day.
In the bottom right corner. Cover up the mini-map with Independence Day, and then that's pretty much it. I mean,
but yeah, I don't see how if aliens existed, and they were crash-landing on the Earth at all places, that you could cover it up between, like, just all the area in the world.
I think if they landed in the 60s and it's been covered up ever since then maybe. I mean, I think it's totally.
So you think they only crash landed like once, and then maybe all these like UFO sightings since then are like false?
No, I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I can't account for like just the whatever, like random like people saying, oh, this was I mean, I don't know of any more recent like alien crash landings that have been covered up. Roswell is the only one I know anything about. But the little
like
the
tons of like them with like Russia and everything, and
yeah, well,
I know Russia is another big one.
The Sloan Skinny of the version that I've heard of like the Roswell thing is that what happened was like there was somewhere along the lines there was some communication with the American government and aliens. I don't know if it was like if it was like a world government anyway, there was some communication with aliens, okay? And the whole thing was they gave us some technology, and the people were saying the technology, things that like NASA invented were like technology that was borrowed from other aliens, like lasers, microwave, and there was another one that is, I forget what it was. I forget what the third one is, but laser and microwaves. Those are the two things that they say for the time. I mean, I haven't researched this as well, but when it was come up with. For the time, that technology was so radical that, like, they're like, I don't know. I mean, if someone came and gave it to us, that almost makes sense. So that's what happened, and it was under the broad scope of the aliens would give it to us only if we promised to use it for peaceful things and not kill each other. So, of course, what do? We profit and kill each other. And, Josh, you're not even listening. Look at this. He's not even listening. But so they profit and kill each other. Of course we do. So then the aliens got mad. I'm going to have to hold this story because he's not even fucking listening. Son of a bitch.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to get up, Josh. And I missed part of that.
Okay. So yeah, they gave us technology under the pretense of you have to use this just to better yourselves for peaceful practices. Of course, we didn't do that. We tried to monetize it. We keep fighting with each other. Aliens realize humans aren't ready to handle that kind of stuff. So the aliens peace out. They get pissed off, and they're like, "I'm done." So that Roswell crashing was one of the ships that was like the piecing out voyage here, and they crash landed. So it was like a thing. So they grabbed it and covered it up. And since then, the aliens have been like, "All right, humans are like retardedly stupid, and we're done."
Wait, is this straight up from the South Park episode?
No, I've never seen the South Park episode. I've heard this.
You've never seen the South? Wait, I thought we talked about this before, where like the aliens crash landed. Dude, and
like I didn't just make all this up. This is like a like kind of theory that there's a good amount of people that kind of believe, like, into it, you know, that think that that's like what really happened. I mean, there are more details that I'm skipping over that I'm not privy to, but that's kind of the Sloan Skinny of it. So like we were communicating with aliens, and then some people take it to the next level, where humans are really just like a retarded, watered down version of the aliens. Like the aliens created us. And, like, you know, planted the seeds on this planet in the hopes that we would be kind of like a slave race almost, you know, like the kind of retarded robotic workers because we wouldn't be smart enough to, like, care about rights. And then we evolved fast, like, more than they thought we would. So that's why they tried to work with the government to give us technologies to, you know, see what we could do. And, of course, we used them improperly. And so then they were like, all right, you guys need to, you know, kind of figure all this stuff out for yourself. Kind of like Star Trek, you know, it takes a couple millennia for you to evolve past, like, material needs and money and like not solving world hunger and shit.
I gotta believe that if they were that smart to create a race, that they had really advanced knowledge about genetics, far beyond what we're past already.
Yeah.
And see, the aliens are so dumb in almost all the cases, when really they should be a lot smarter.
That's a good point. If the aliens are smart enough to make like a sub race with watered down genes, they should be smart enough to recognize that, like, I don't know, you never know. Maybe they were just like, fuck it, and just left us the planet.
We always like look at aliens in like the maximum capacity of like we can think of, instead of like the maximum capacity that's actually like available for people to think like as like a whole. And I don't know. It's like all these movies, you see aliens, and the aliens just are dumb. They make stupid mistakes for being a really advanced race.
Yeah, dude, movies
and it's all for like a good movie and everything. And I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about movies, dude. Like I said, I didn't just pull this out of Independence.
I'm talking about like real life, where like if they were actually really smart and trying to do this, like, because they have to like, I don't know. There's this big gap where people think like, how do you get over people wanting to kill each other, and advance the technology further and further, where you just make bigger and bigger weapons? Because if they're advanced race, they had to go through some, but they have weapons that can just shred basically, and you can just basically destroy your own race. And so you have to get over this gap of just being angry and people wanting to kill other people. So
well, I mean, some people would say
to get over this bump.
Well, some people would say that bump comes when you have enough technology where you can solve material needs. Like imagine if you had a replicator like they have on Star Trek, man, where you could just replicate pretty much anything. That just eliminates the need for material once. That like you don't need money anymore. You just like you could all just work together because everybody's just like, oh, you want to feed Africa? Let's just replicate a few million pounds of cheeseburgers. You know, like it's just not once you have and like. On that point, I mean, you would assume at that time there's some sort of sustainable energy, whether it's like some sort of matter-antimatter fusion or just some way to make a sustainable fusion reaction in general. If you have sort of, or you know, if you know how to harness the sun's solar or whatever it is, you have some sort of sustainable energy, and you've mastered energy to matter conversion, not mastered it, but have it so you can make stuff. You kind of just move past wanting to kill each other, and then what's left? Just living, you know?
I think people would just want more. People want the universe. There's only one universe they see.
Josh, I'm talking a millennium from now, when we're smarter, wiser, more mature, you know? Egalitarian anarchy, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about like aliens going through that stage. I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Egalitarian anarchy. And on that note, Josh, I think that wraps up episode number 3 of News Report.
I know.
We ventured from news onto alien theory crafting.
Yeah, that was kind of a big jump.
That was a big leap. So that does wrap it up, though, guys. Of course, next Saturday, the 21st, yet another episode. I don't know, Josh. Is our intro going to be done by then? Not even close.
No.
All right.
If I work on it a lot.
Well, until then, guys, we can pray Zynga goes up a little bit. But until then, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and follow Josh on Twitter at JD Hyper.
Yeah, I do have one.
Yeah, get at it. He's got less than 10 followers. He needs to get up there before he starts buying them.
I know.
Buy robots.
One of these days.